For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living has been dedicated to creating an award-winning company culture so residents and families receive best-in-class services. Across our 50 communities, Brightview associates help deliver peace of mind, safety, security, transportation, daily programs, delicious food, and high-quality care if needed. Discover how our vibrant senior living communities can help you live your best life. Visit brightviewseniorliving.com to learn more. Equal housing opportunity.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Looking for hair removal tools that not only deliver smooth results, but also empower you with a sense of complete control? Enter Conair Girl Bomb, your secret weapons for smooth, sleek results, made just for women. From the ultimate Girl Bomb grip and professional-grade blades, you don't have to compromise and settle for less. Conair Girl Bomb equips you with the precision and power previously reserved for men's grooming tools. So take your hair removal routine to the next level with Conair Girl Bomb. Available at ConairGirlBomb.com or a retailer near you.
Hello. From Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. Historically, women have been told to make themselves smaller, to diminish themselves. Some have used that idea to their advantage, disappearing into new identities. For others, a disappearance was the end to their stories, but the beginning of a new chapter of their legacies. This month, we're telling the stories of these women. We're talking about disappearing acts. Today, we're talking about a woman who toes the line between the disappeared and the forgotten. A woman who allegedly wrote her whole life, and yet little of her intellectual contributions around Caribbean literature remain today. Did she choose to disappear, or was she erased? Today, we're focusing on Suzanne Roussi Césaire, whether she likes it or not. Suzanne Roussi was born in 1915 in Martinique. It's a small Caribbean island smothered in a dense jungle, with a prominent volcano on its north shore. Martinique was colonized by the French in 1635. The Martinique Suzanne was raised in was still heavily influenced by Eurocentric ideals, and the local economy benefited mainland France over the locals. Suzanne, the daughter of a teacher, still got a good education. In 1933, she sailed across the Atlantic and arrived in France to study literature. At first, she studied in Toulouse, and then a year later made her way to Paris. While in Paris, Suzanne quickly made friends with other writers and thinkers of African descent, who had also been raised under French colonial rule. They hosted salons, danced at balls, and attended Duke Ellington concerts. By then, the waves of the Harlem Renaissance made their way over the Atlantic and were hitting the shores of France. And Suzanne's new circle began a movement of their own. Suzanne joined the editorial staff of the journal L'Étudiant Noir. There, she met Aimé Césaire. He was a politically minded writer and poet, also from Martinique, and had created the magazine. He would also shortly become Suzanne's husband. It was at the journal that the Negritude movement was solidified into writing. The Negritude movement was a poetic revolt that used writing, philosophy, and poetry to critique colonialism and find a shared Black identity. L'Étudiant Noir became the journal of the Negritude movement. In 1937, Suzanne and Aimé married in Paris. A year later, they returned to Martinique with their firstborn, Ina. Then, in 1941, Aimée and Suzanne did some disrupting of their own. Now with 3 children, the couple gave birth to another creation, Tropiques. Tropiques was a literary journal that featured surrealist stories and poetry, as well as anti-colonial essays and articles that criticized the French government and started to redefine Martinican and Caribbean identity. Suzanne's creative output became explosive and overflowed like the island's volcano. She produced major essays weaving together thoughts on colonialism, assimilation, Black identity, and surrealism. Her writing chiseled away at French influences in order to uncover true Martinican identity. She emphasized the Caribbean's multi-ethnic and multinational composition. Its identity, she thought, lay in its multitude of cultures rather than in one single entity, or worse, in attempting to assimilate to colonial standards. When she wasn't writing, she was editing other writers' pieces and had a heavy hand in the editorial process of every publication. She also took on the daunting task of going to the information service. In order to have each publication approved, it had to go through a censorship check. This was a tricky task given that the magazine's writings directly challenged French influence, and during World War II, Vichy's censors. So the Césaires built up the magazine's surrealist and abstract tones to make it harder for censors to read between the lines. Tropiques was a huge success in Martinique and the Caribbean at large. It laid the foundation for new Martinican literature, and Suzanne's writings specifically were foundational for Afro-surrealism. Then in 1944, Suzanne's writing began to wind down. She accepted a teaching position in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Aimée began to undertake a prominent political career. Within a year, the Césaires decided to end Tropiques. The Césaires published 14 issues of Tropiques from 1941 to 1945. In them, Suzanne wrote 7 intellectually stimulating essays. In the final issue of the paper, she published her most renowned essay, The Great Camouflage, which was the last article and the journal's final word. Her writing career ended in tandem with the magazine. Maybe raising 6 children on top of her teaching career and her husband's political achievements left little room for her own writing. Her eldest daughter, Ina, later remembered that her mother would often say to her, "Yours will be the first generation of women who choose." But for whatever reason, Suzanne did put down the pen. There are letters of her correspondence with her students, but her 7 essays are the main evidence left that demonstrate her thoughts and talent. By 1946, the Césaires moved back to Paris as Aimée became deputy to the French National Assembly for Martinique. For the next 17 years, Suzanne lived in Paris. In 1963, she and Aimée separated. During that time, she did write a play that was never published, but she died 3 years later from cancer at the age of 51. In 1978, the collective works of Tropiques was published, and Suzanne was not credited as a leading writer, editor, or publisher. The credit mostly went to her husband and other male contributors. To this day, Tropiques is a foundational resource for Caribbean writing and surrealism literature. Suzanne herself, intentionally or not, stepped into the dense tangle of Caribbean literature and vanished. All month, we're talking about disappearing acts. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Talk to you tomorrow.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living has been dedicated to creating an award-winning company culture so residents and families receive best-in-class services. Across our 50 communities, Brightview associates help deliver peace of mind, safety, security, transportation, daily programs, delicious food, and high-quality care if needed. Discover how our vibrant senior living communities can help you live your best life. Visit brightviewseniorliving.com to learn more. Equal housing opportunity.
Does money stress you out? Let Facet flip your financial chaos into clarity.
We feel way more confident and secure in our finances, and with that comes a sense of freedom.
Financial planning from Facet is here to help you improve your life today, tomorrow, and every day after that.
Facet was really the place where we saw all of the tools and the people coming together.
Visit Facet.com, FACET.com to learn more. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice. These testimonials are from current Facet members who are not compensated. All opinions are their own and not a guarantee of a similar outcome.
Your future in business is bright, and nothing's going to get in your way. Take the next step and get a glimpse into what life is like as an executive MBA student at the Robert H. Smith School of Business. The Robert Smith School of Business Executive MBA for a Day event is Saturday, May 18th. Network with current students and alumni and see how the Smith EMBA leads to an unstoppable career. Don't delay. Register today at go.umd.edu/EMBA Day. University of Maryland Robert H. Smith School of Business.
Got menopause? We've got you. Hi, Jackie here, founder of Exo Jackie. Feel supported throughout your menopause journey and beyond with our organic protein powders and symptom relief boosts. Formulated to keep bones and muscles strong, Exo Jackie products help reduce bloating, hot flashes, and weight gain. Enjoy 20% off with promo code EXOPODCAST. Shop now at exojacqui.com. Made for women, by women.